Good morning. It's Laura, community artist in Minnesota. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about my current state of mind, which I call swirling. And it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit tricky. Um, I think that I feel similar to how I have heard described things like um, an autistic meltdown. I have autistic meltdowns, but usually I'm sad or like down in them. And this time I feel just as out of control and like unable to care for myself as during a meltdown, but it's with positive things. So I'm thinking of it as a melt up. It also feels like artist inspiration, like we hear about artists who suddenly just go on a tear and do nothing but paint for a week and a half. Like I think that's kind of the vibe as well. Um, it also feels similar to things I've read about like hypomania in the context of bipolar 2. Um, I don't have that diagnosis, but I wonder if those who do feel like this when they're hypomanic. In any case, that is what the swirl is to me. So far, my swirls, I've only been aware of the last few that have happened since I've been working on unmasking. Before that, I think I didn't identify them as swirls or really as anything. I just hung out and did some art and otherwise carried along with my normal activities. And I think, which is a form of masking. So when I'm in this autistic, intense hyper focus, artistic inspiration, whatever that thing is, I'm calling it the swirl. When I'm swirling, in order to take care of myself or do my job, which is mom, in order to take care of myself or do my job, my tasks that I'm responsible for, I have to mask really hard. I have to put on my, perfect homekeeping mask and um, my snuggly mama mask and all these different masks. And not all of them are bad. Some of them were stuck to me for a long time, but now that I have removed them and made use of them intentionally, they're very valuable. But if when I'm swirling, like now, I can also completely unmask, like right now, because I am being allowed by my community to drop the ball in all other areas. Um, I'm not parenting, I'm not making myself food. Even when other people bring me food, it's hard for me to make myself eat it, like stop and actually put the food in my mouth, chew it, and swallow it. To do that part of it is super hard. Even when I do remember that I'm supposed to be eating, when I do remember that, my stomach is growling and it's time for me to eat, um, I can't. I think about that. I go, ooh, I should get something to eat. And then I continue with whatever the swirl is asking of me. Um, I'm realizing that window is too bright in the recording. So, in my way of continuing to try to learn as I go, I'm going to try to mitigate that slightly. Maybe if I want to show you my whole life here, is it okay for me to show you over there? Yeah, I don't know why I'm hedging. I guess instead, in case my name's over there and you can Google me because I don't want you to. Okay. Um, when I'm swirling, everything else is hard. Everything. Remembering to go to the bathroom, cleaning, tidying, anything. The only thing I can do when I'm swirling is talk and listen. I can occupy my hands when I'm swirling. I can do art or something. But it needs to be something that I can do while talking or listening, because when I'm swirling, those are the only two things I can do. I can't work. But as you know, I am tangential and verbose. I can talk for 15 minutes about almost any tangent. Therefore, I'm trying to organize the swirl into 15-minute chunks or less. Maybe, hopefully, a lot of these will be less than 15 minutes, but I'm trying to organize my swirl and the good ideas that are caught in it into digestible chunks for other people. And I want to try to make the swirl that I have in my brain accessible to others, because it's been really hard for me to share it for a long time. The way that I communicate autistically does not work for other people in real life, but it seems like it's working much better in video. So, all right, when you see me sipping things in these videos, if it's morning, it's always iced coffee that Captain Rainbow makes me, a gallon at a time. And I try to only have one of these big, tall ones a day in the morning. But caffeine is an essential part of my self-care plan. So, swirling. What else do I want to say about it? Oh, if you're swirling, if you are autistic or an artist or bipolar 2, or if you know what I'm talking about, this overwhelming positive experience. I'm not sad or depressed right now. I'm unable to care for myself because I'm having so many good ideas that I am too distracted to eat or go outside and look at the real sun. Although I love that my studio here has two big windows, so I get tons of natural light, as you can see. Anyway, my request for you is this: autistics, artists, etc. of the world who are listening to me, particularly if you're a woman, but I suppose this will work for children and others as well. Um, if this, what I'm talking about, speaks to you, then um, I think you might find a lot of value in watching my video entitled The Pythian Prayer. It's a poem I wrote-ish. I think I adapted it. So it's not a poem I wrote, it's a poem I'm sharing with you, slightly modified for modern times, maybe. Um, and it really speaks to me when I'm swirling. It really helps me organize myself when I'm swirling, the Pythian prayer. So that's my recommendation for another video. Again, I hope that there was no money involved in you getting to access this content. But if so, tell me so I can fix that. Accessibility, I think, is the most important thing. I think accessibility is number one for me among all priorities. But as I hedged in another video, maybe I'm wrong and I'm forgetting something much more important. However, accessibility feels right now to me the most important. As you can see me automatically grounding myself by putting my hand on my chest, on my skin. Sometimes I don't need to put on my skin. Sometimes, you know, over the fabric works. If I'm wearing like a t-shirt or something, I can still tap myself a little bit, get a little bit of that somatic, like echo in the lungs sort of feeling. At least that's how I describe it. But skin to skin feels really good too. As you know, if you've ever done kangaroo care in a hospital for a tiny baby. In any case, are you swirling? Go watch the Pythian prayer. Maybe it'll help you. Let me know if it does. As always, love yourself a little bit more today. Be a little bit kinder to yourself. Maybe be a little bit kinder to one other person that you see today. Slightly kinder than your instinct tells you to be. If you can do that for me and we can continue to do that, I think the whole world will get better. Just a tiny little extra kindness, tiny little extra love, joy, ease, accessibility every day. I think that's the way forward. Okay, I'll stop. Love you. Bye.